Hi and welcome to Dressage and Lightness Online. I'm Leanne Williams and this is Axiom. Axiom's been here for a few weeks for training now, and he's an 8-year-old thoroughbred being changed from a racehorse to a leisure horse. Now, he came with a lot of anxieties and not a lot of groundwork and a lot of education in his good habits, we could call them. So what we've been doing is building on those good habits and developing his manners, and his lunging's been going on well, his cavaletting's been going on well, cavaletting work. And last week we commenced his work with the bridle, the flexion work, so we're going to go on with that today. And the flexion work is the education of the mouth. The flexion work is the education of the mouth, so that gives us the ability to stop, rebalance, turn left and turn right. So he didn't have a lot of great responses when we first started them last week, so we're going to go over them again today. So the first thing we do is pop the reins over his neck, have them sitting very, very balanced. I'm going to turn him around to the side so they sit just, the buckle sits just in front of the wither, and we turn him around so that we can have him side on. Now we go through 4 major facets when we're doing the education of the mouth, which is contact, balance, bend, neck extension. So on Friday we did contact, balance and bend, and we're going to progress forward to the neck extension today as well, but we'll go over everything that he did on Friday. Now for us, contact doesn't mean posture, it means the relationship between the horse's mouth and our elbow. So it doesn't matter where the head is, as long as we can keep and maintain an elastic connection here. So the first thing I do for contact is separate the bit in his mouth. So I'm looking for a mobility of the jaw. I'm looking for him to give me his mouth. Say to me in his mind, yep, I get what you're saying, yep, I'm happy to go ahead. So I just separate or straighten the bit. There's the mobility. I can zoom in on that. The other thing that I will mention again is that we don't have tight nose bands in the cavesons, and we don't put flashes on. For us, that's just a band-aid over problems. The other thing we like is this is a fixed-sided snaffle, and just a very simple single-jointed bit. You can have a tom thumb, or you could have a loose ring long cheek snaffle, an FM bit they can be called. But this enables us to do the bending quite easily. So the mobility of the jaw is much improved on last week, and the contact is much improved on last week. So we just keep telling him between each exercise that he's doing really well. Now for the balance, what we're looking for is that we can get him to relax the base of his neck here. It's already coming out quite naturally relaxed. And the other thing we want to do now is to switch on these muscles out of the wither, get him to use them. And I would like to see a straight line, a 90-degree angle between the middle of his shoulder and down to the ground. So I'll show that to you. We're going to rebalance him. There's the, whoops, he's taken too big a step. We'll rebalance. I push up with my right hand. That'll move his left leg. Right hand. Right hand. Good boy. That's not bad. And so what I'd like to see, if I dropped a plumb line from here down to the ground, down through his forearm, his knee, the middle of his knee, the middle of his cannon bone, the middle of his fetlock, the back of the coronet band. Now as I'm looking along his neck and I press this bit up the line of the cheek piece towards the headpiece or the brow band, what I would like to see is that I switch on the carrying muscles. There's a little group of muscles here, there, in there, that they start to flex. So I lift him up, you'll get a little bit of mobility of the jaw, good boy. And as he relaxes his jaw, we would like to see the telescoping of the neck. And so he hasn't got a lot of muscles there at the moment, so we very quietly switch those on and show him how to use them. So I'm going to go up again, there they switched on, and the mobility of the jaw will give me the relaxation, good, of this brachiocephalic muscle. And because it comes from the TMJ, the temporomandibular joint. We're going to go up again. Good, relax, and then down. Fantastic. Every time we do that, we set this telescoping up. Good. Very good on last week. I'm going to stay here for a minute. Good, he needs to add a little bit of patience in. Fantastic. Good. Now we're going to repeat that one more time. Separate the hand. Good, relax the jaw. There's a big breath for him. Separate the hand, I'm looking for the jaw to relax. Haven't got it yet. He's looking at something. Once again, separate the hand. Yeah, I'm not going backwards, he's going up. Good, but there's the mobility. Now he's out of it, so I'm going to lift him a little bit. Ask him to lift his head up the line of the cheek piece. I want a 90-degree angle between here and here. Up the line of the cheek piece, flex the muscles out of the wither. Good, good. And this time I'm going for left bend. So I keep his head dead in front of my chest and I bring him around to the left. Good, this is fantastic. Now you can see he's got his right leg forward, so I'm going to lift up with my left hand to control the right leg. Good, because it makes the job quite easy. That's better. Now he's resting a hind leg. They'll always try and compensate with their body. So what we're doing at the moment is stretching the right side of his body. So I'm going to lift him up again, and good, let him down so that he doesn't rest that hind leg. So I need him to be taking weight. There he goes again. So I just rebalance him so that he uses his hind legs. Good, good, to stand on. Good, there's my bend. Excellent bend, and he's resting again, so I'm going to ask him to use his hind leg with both hands. Weight on your legs, my friend. That's right. And again, I'll remind him, put weight on your legs. This is like going to the gym. This is your yoga session. And again, so he's not so strong in the hind legs, this horse. They haven't been used for what the job we're asking him to use for, and I repeat here. Up with my hand, up the line of the cheek piece. Good, put weight, let the neck down. Ah, there's my standing on. Oh, was that too hard? Now I'm going to lift up with my right hand to talk to the left hind leg. Good. And let down, very good. Now I'm going to lift up with my left hand to talk to the right hind leg. I don't mind that he moves. Good, till we hold our ground. Lift up with my right hand to talk to the right front leg this time, so I go a little lighter. Well done. And now right hand for right hind. Good. And in the end, we'll have him standing. Good for you, mate. Good. Good. Very good. Not completely square, but standing. Break the habit with lovely bend. Now I'm going to let him have a stretch, and this is his reward. This is how he learns that this is the right thing to do. Give him a little scratch. You can see all the dust coming out. Good boy. Okay, we'll bring him over here again, and we're going to do the bending to the right. Not like the same horse we started with 3 weeks ago. Good. Now we're going to lift up a little. Good, mobilise the jaw. Separate the hand, that's it. Switching on the carrying muscles. And then looking for the 90-degree angle, not to be resting the hind legs. Good. I'd love him to be square in front. There we go. Now we're going to bend. Now to address that resting hind leg once I've got the bend. And we're going to go up a little. Boy. Oh, that was easier. Okay, now he's walking. I'm staying in the bend, loose elbows. Good. Good front legs there, there's the bend. And so what you can't see at the moment, you can see the stretch, how good this stretch is. You can see how straight he is through his front legs. We want those front legs to be standing very evenly. And I'll show you the bending next time. Good. Then we're going to see if there's a little bit of reach today. A little bit of reach today, so we can do up a little, rebalance, yeah, let go. Yeah, there he goes. And we want him to reach his neck as well. Good. So we don't want that jaw to get locked. Every time it gets too still, we separate. Good. There's the reach. Well done, man. Drop the rein. Now today we're going to move forward and do it from the side. So I'm going to bring him over here and put my back to you. Good. And the reason why we spend so much time with the cavesson work is that when we're doing this flexion work, they need to be so relaxed in their mind to allow us to move them around. So what we're looking at from here is that we bring the reins to one side, so to this right side. I'm going to pick this right rein up at the joiner here between the webbing and the leather with my hand coming straight, turn, make a loop so that I can put my hand in the first two fingers in the loop of the bit. My left hand comes down to the middle or low part, the bottom third of the shoulder. And then we're going to do the 4 facets again, remembering contact, balance, bend, neck extension. So first of all, I'm going to look for contact, which equals mobility of the jaw. So I close, there it is, close my fingers on the left hand, separate the bit to the right here, ask him to let it go. We haven't got it straight away yet. There it comes, good. Now I'm going to ask him to balance. So I'm going to lift up lightly with my right hand and down with my left. You can see him shift his body weight back, well done, the front legs are straight. Got a resting hind leg, so I'm going to come down with my left hand slightly, there it is, good. His problem's always going to be that resting hind leg. We'll keep addressing that. Once we get moving, which will be tomorrow, it'll make it easier. Good. There we go. Now I'm going to ask for bend. Now to do the bend, you can see straight with his front legs. This one's a little bit wide, stepping over the right shoulder, so I'm going to come down with my left hand and around with my right. So we're getting really good stretch down the whole left side of his body. He's not leaning, I can see he's resting a hind leg, so I'm going to rebalance him a little bit in the bend. Good. And again, rebalance him a little bit in the bend. Very good. Very good. I'm just asking him to take his weight on his hind leg. Good. Now I'd like that left front leg to come back, so I'm going to just come down with the left hand slightly, shift his balance. You can see the diagonal pair, left leg forward, right, left front forward, right front, right hind resting. Good. Now the next part, which we didn't do the other day, is the neck extension. What you do is you bring the rein over the pole, close the two hands together, right hand comes up, left hand stays at the brow band, close, release. The action reaction, we'll use this under saddle as well. Action, close, release, neck extension. And we have a full stop here. Good. This is something that we want to be able to do when we're riding. Good. And drop the rein. Very good progress for him. So now we'll repeat the same thing to this side. Super, so we're coming down. I pick the bit up, we'll walk up here a little bit. Come up here, mate. Let's bring him around. Good, and you can see it from a front on, side on view. There's our front legs. My right hand is in the middle of the shoulder. I make a loop, pick up the rein. I make a loop, fingers in the bridle. Mobilise the jaw, there it is. Now I'd like to lift him up a little. He's all loose through here, this is great. We're looking for the triangle muscle. I can know where it happens, but if you want to move the mane over, that's the best thing to do so you can get your visual cue in. You can move the mane over to that side. Good. So we can see these muscles here. We want to switch on these muscles, relax these ones. Good. Left hand up. Right hand down, very good. So straight away he's coming into a much better posture. And I'm going to ask for the bend. So right hand comes down. Good. And we turn with the right rein. And you can see he's rolled a little bit onto the right shoulder. Sorry, his left shoulder, my right hand. Good, there it's better. And there's the bend. You can see he's got a lovely 90-degree bend. I'm going to bring the rein over his pole, have it at the brow band, close, release, close, release, close, release. There's my neck extension. Oops, and he lost his balance to his right shoulder. Did you see that? So I'll just take him back a little bit, yep. Remove the bend slightly. So what happened then is as I asked for the extension, it extended over the right shoulder, but then his body weight went too much to the right shoulder, so we had to move his leg, otherwise he would have fallen over. Okay, so we're going to repeat that. Up, good. And the turn. There's balance in the front legs, and we wait for the balance. He's in self-carriage. Here, close, release, close, release, close. He's going to go again. Good, so I show him how to come back here. It's very difficult to move your weight. And I bring my right hand down, bring the shoulder back this way. Good boy. And we're going to go again. Rebalance him over the hind leg. Yep. Great. And the bend. Now I'd like him to be able to use his core muscles. He's going to go again. Can you see the right knee bending? And he needs to use his core muscles here instead of moving his legs. Good. Core muscles. He's rolled onto the left shoulder, but what I know is that if I do the action-reaction, the neck extension, yeah, there he's stabilised. You can see him rocking. That's got to be the core. We're going to take him back again. So when we get to the stage, look how where his hind legs are now. That's fabulous. When we get to the stage of his education being at the sideways movements, we need to be able to bend. There we go. He's still got his front leg out. Oops, there he goes again. So I'm going to rebalance him back over the left shoulder. We need to be able to know that we can change the bend without the horse losing his balance laterally, and that's all that's happening here. Good, I'm going to come back up. I'm going to give him a breather. We're going to do that one more time. I'll let him have a stretch. That's good. And you'll see straight away they want to stretch the muscles we've been contracting. I'll give him a rub some hair out. We're in spring here, so there's hair, dust coming out everywhere. He's a good boy. Good, and we're going to do that one more time. So our job is to get him more centred over the shoulders. Now, what we know is the majority of horses, when they break down over the front leg. This is the exact reason why they break down, because they support themselves so much more on their right shoulder than they do centering it. So our job is to say centre, good. We're going to take him into the neck extension, action, reaction, action. I can see him falling to the right, so I'm going to come back and say, nope, balance yourself more. Good boy. Then we're going to go action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction. So the action, reaction is I close my finger. There he goes again, over the shoulders. Can you see him rocking? And we go back. Good. So I rebalance him here and say, no, you need to take it through your tummy, mate. Good. Because I know that once I'm riding him, that's leaning on my hand. Good. I want the neck extension again. Action, reaction. It's hard. Good. Close the bit, release. Close the hands, release. Ah, good. And he's held his ground. Well done, it's a fly. Slight loss. He lost his own balance when he thought about something else. But up until that point, it was fabulous. We're going one more time. He's got the idea. Action, reaction. We've got some ice cream starting. You can see every time he goes, the right front leg goes first. Good. Yep, there goes the right front leg again. Push that back. Well done, mate. It's hard, isn't it? And now he's leaning. And they get tired. The muscles start to fatigue. And we're just going to finish off with one more. Good. Front legs. Neck extension. We're going to reduce the bend. There we go. So just by reducing the bend, reduce the amount of angle that he had to take to that right front leg. Tomorrow we'll add a little bit more. Good. Good boy. And tomorrow we'll add a little bit more, and we'll be able to strengthen more his core muscles, strengthen his bascule, and stabilise him more through the shoulders. Because what's going to happen is that when we're riding him, he's going to be taken down alongside, and every step he takes is going to be towards the right shoulder, right shoulder, right shoulder. Now, what that ultimately is going to do is break down that right front leg, but also the only thing we can do to fix it is to be pulling on his mouth. So we take away the energy, take away the energy. We don't want to be taking away the energy. We want to allow the energy to be circulating throughout his body. So we'll keep working on this little project now, which is stabilising him through the thoracic sling. We'll talk to you tomorrow.